Point, the woman's partner took a photo of her standing on the trail with her dogs. Nothing seemed unusual at the time, but later, when they looked at the image, they noticed something unsettling.
Have you been injured due to a slip, trip or fall in the last 3 years? If the answer is yes.
A person was walking behind them, someone they hadn't seen at all before the photo was taken. What made it even stranger was the direction the figure appeared to be coming from, a route that would have taken hours to walk. As the person drew closer, they realized her face wasn't visible at all. Instead, it looked as though she was wearing a black hood. Both of them noticed the way she walked, slow, unsteady and deliberate, steadily approaching from behind. Feeling uneasy, they decided to leave the forest. As they turned back, the figure was gone. To the left of the path was a large rocky drop, clearly visible and impossible to cross unnoticed. The trail ahead and behind them was completely open. No turns, no cover, nowhere someone could vanish within seconds. To this day, they don't know who or what they encountered that morning, or where the figure disappeared to. This person was staying alone in his cabin, deep in the woods, when he noticed movement among the trees outside. Curious and uneasy, he aimed his flashlight and camera toward the source, and captured this.
What the fuck is that? Oh, nah.
The footage shows a pale figure positioned between a tree and a fallen log. At first it appears motionless, then it slowly rocks and rises upward. Shaken by what he saw, he immediately retreated back inside the cabin. Days later, the unease returned. Late at night, he noticed glowing eyes watching from outside his home. Afterward, he reviewed and enhanced the footage from earlier. With the brightness adjusted, the figure appeared more human-like, showing what looked like a head, shoulders, and torso. To this day, he has no explanation for what was outside his cabin that night. A man received a notification from a trail camera installed on his remote hunting property. At first, he assumed it would be another routine alert, likely deer or other wildlife passing through. But when he opened the footage, he saw something completely unexpected. The camera showed an unknown man walking away from the hunting shack, carrying one of the heaters from inside. After reviewing the footage, he contacted neighboring landowners along the property line to see if anyone recognized the man. None of them did, and some even went out to help check the area themselves. Once it became clear the suspect was unknown locally, the property owner contacted police and provided them with the trail camera footage. As the situation unfolded, authorities confirmed the incident was far more serious than simple trespassing. Officers were already searching for the suspect and responded to the report. He was described as a career criminal with a history of armed robbery and had recently been involved in a high-risk police pursuit. During the incident, he stole multiple vehicles before abandoning them and escaping on foot. Fortunately, the property owner was not at the hunting land at the time. By the time the authorities arrived, the suspect had already fled. While hiking through the Pacific Northwest, this man began hearing unusual sounds coming from somewhere below him. Curious and uneasy, he pointed his camera down into the valley and captured this.
What the absolute fuck is this?
In the distance, two tall figures can be seen standing close together. At first glance, they look like ordinary trees, but on closer inspection, both shapes appear to have defined lower sections that resemble legs rather than trunks. They remain completely still throughout the clip. To this day, the figures have never been identified. In April 2016, a veteran hiker named Ian Crombie was walking a section of the Continental Divide Trail in New Mexico when he made a discovery he would never forget. As he entered Laguanita's campground, Ian noticed something strange outside the restroom. A pair of homemade skis leaned against the wall. Then he saw a message carved into the wooden door. It read, "Dead CDT hiker inside. Call cops. Otter." Beneath it, A handwritten note warned that a human body was locked inside the restroom and urged anyone who found it to contact authorities immediately. Inside, investigators later confirmed the remains belonged to Stephen Olshansky, known in the hiking community as Otter. He had gone missing months earlier in November 2015 while attempting a solo hike on the Continental Divide Trail during one of the most dangerous times of year. Otter was not inexperienced. He had been hiking since childhood and was well known among long-distance hikers. But despite his experience, he chose to continue south from Cumbres Pass in mid-November, carrying supplies for what should have been a 2-week stretch.
If you have a pension, this might be worth a moment of your time. On the 15th of October 2025, Capita were fined.
Soon after entering the Carson National Forest, conditions worsened dramatically. Snow became waist-deep in places, temperature dropped, and Otter began documenting severe weakness and exhaustion in his journal. In recorded videos, he openly admitted he was in serious trouble, snowbound, running out of food, and unable to move forward or back. Attempts to turn around failed when he could barely cover a mile. With no rescue arriving, Otter tried everything he could to survive. He built makeshift skis, wrote a large help sign in the snow, and even set a fire in hopes of being spotted from the air. Eventually, he managed to reach the campground restroom, where he left warnings on the door before sheltering inside. Search efforts had begun months earlier, but heavy snow and lack of precise location data made finding him impossible. By the time his body was discovered in April, nearly 6 months had passed. In his final journal entries, Otter took full responsibility for his situation, writing that it was the result of choices he made and risks he knowingly took.
Oh, bless him.
Now, if you're enjoying my videos, please consider subscribing to the channel. Your support helps me creating new stories every week, and it means the world to me. Thank you so much for watching. A farmer in rural Michigan was reviewing footage from a game camera on his property after receiving a motion alert late one night. The camera was positioned deep within a dense forest, far from roads, homes, airports, or any known light sources. Expecting to see deer or other wildlife, he was caught completely off guard by what appeared on the footage. In the middle of the night, a bright beam of light appeared from above. There were no vehicles, no people, and no visible source that could explain the light. Nothing else was captured before or after the event. The farmer couldn't determine what caused it, and to this day, the footage still leaves him uneasy. A woman was driving along a quiet forest road with very little traffic. Only one car was ahead of her, and at first, nothing seemed unusual. After a short distance, that car suddenly pulled over to the side of the road. Her dashcam kept recording what happened next. Fortunately, the woman reacted quickly and drove away instead of stopping. The men did not follow her, and she managed to get out of the area safely. Thanks to her quick instincts, she escaped without injury. During a hike in Tex Moor Forest near Rosie Beach, this person stumbled upon something deeply unsettling hidden among the trees. Tucked away in the woods was an old moss-covered cabin, surrounded by several abandoned trailers, and dozens of mannequins scattered throughout the area. Some of the mannequins stood upright, positioned as if watching anyone who approached. Others lay broken on the ground, missing limbs or clothing, partially overtaken by the forest. There were no signs explaining who placed them there, how long they had been there, or why the site existed at all. To this day, no clear explanation has surfaced, but those who've seen the site agree on one thing: the atmosphere was unmistakably eerie. Late at night, a group of friends were walking through a city park when they came across something unusual.
Oh, hell no.
Yo, they were like just fucking here.
Scattered along the ground were handwritten signs, several burning candles, and pieces of raw chicken laid out nearby. The setup appeared deliberate and recent, as if whoever placed it there had only just left. No one else was visible in the park at the time. Feeling uneasy and unsure of who had been there or what the display was meant for, the group decided to leave shortly after. To this day, they still don't know what they stumbled upon that night. Warning, do not attempt this yourself. Two friends were hiking along a narrow mountain ridge when one of them began filming. Suddenly, this happened.
Jesus.
One of the hikers lost his footing and nearly slipped off the edge. Fortunately, he managed to regain his balance just in time. One wrong step could have ended this very differently.
Level up your game night. Get paid to play games. Go to TestraUp and choose a game to play.
A hiker wandered deeper into the woods when he noticed something unusual. One tree stood out from the rest, its trunk bent and twisted into an unnatural shape. There were no signs of cutting or human tools, and the surrounding trees were straight and healthy. It looked as if the tree had been forced into position by extreme pressure. Some believe damage like this could be caused by storms, heavy snow, or long-term stress on the wood. But that explanation doesn't fully add up, because this was the only tree in the area twisted in such an extreme way, while all the surrounding trees remained straight and undisturbed. Others speculate it could be intentional, pointing to theories about large animals or even Bigfoot using twisted trees as markers or signals. Without clear evidence, the true cause remains unknown. A man living alone near a wooded area began hearing unusual sounds coming from deep inside the forest. Curious and concerned, he walked toward the noise to investigate, but as he got closer, the sound suddenly stopped.
You hear that?
The woods fell completely silent. No people, no animals. He later explained that this wasn't the first time something like this had happened. On an earlier night, he had heard what sounded like a baby crying. This time, the sound resembled baby-like babbling. In both instances, the noise stopped before he could locate its source. He eventually turned back, unable to find any explanation, but left with an unsettling feeling that whatever was making the sounds may have been trying to draw him deeper into the woods. A man was exploring an abandoned building in a wooded area. While inside, he suddenly heard loud screams coming from below. He tried to locate the source using his phone camera, but couldn't see anything that could have made the sounds. After posting the clip online, people had mixed reactions. Some suggested it could be a skinwalker, while others said the audio sounded similar to other clips and questioned whether it had been edited in. A wildlife photographer was flying a drone along a remote stretch of coastline, filming the landscape and testing different camera angles. During the flight, he spotted a waterfall cascading directly into the sea. As the drone moved closer to capture the scene, something unexpected appeared. Inside a small cave beside the waterfall, a strange shape became visible. The photographer later described it as resembling a prehistoric creature, claiming the head alone appeared to be the size of a small car. No additional footage was recorded, and there are also no reports of follow-up investigations or checks by authorities. What the drone captured inside that coastal cave remains unexplained. This creator from Russia went on what was supposed to be a routine fishing trip in a remote, quiet area. After arriving, he set up his gear and began moving along the river, searching for a better fishing spot. The location was isolated, with no other people in sight. But without warning, the situation changed.
I don't understand why you're saying that. Is it girls there? Maybe that's what he's saying.
Уходи!
Right, what's it?
Уходи, говорю!
It's gonna get you. Running bear. Stop doing that, people. It's annoying. Stop doing that, you geek. Do you have to do that?
A bear suddenly appeared nearby. Startled, the fisherman reacted quickly, shouting as loudly as he could and standing his ground. Fortunately, the bear backed away and disappeared into the forest.
Yeah, so you didn't have to keep
This man from British Columbia had recently bought a new phone equipped with an infrared camera. While testing the camera, he began taking photos of his yard. That's when one image caught his attention. In the photo, a strange figure appeared. Whatever was captured seemed humanoid, moving on all fours, but the image quality made it difficult to clearly identify. The photo was later shared online by a friend. Beyond that, no additional details were ever provided. What the camera captured, and what may have been in the yard that night, remains unknown.
Oh, looks like a dog.
A woman once took a cheerful photo, smiling into the camera. Everything felt perfectly normal until the picture was developed. Right above her head, a strange figure appeared.
So you're telling me I can straighten my teeth in as little as 4 to 6 months from just £38 a month?
Yep.
And I get free teeth?
Go on. Today be good.
It looked human, but the face was distorted. What was meant to be a happy memory suddenly became something deeply unsettling. A group of people was kayaking near North Sentinel Island. While passing close to the tree line, they'd noticed something on the shore. They moved closer, zoomed in with their camera, and captured this.
Can you see that? Between the trees, it's just standing there. Wait, move. Like, stop the motor, go!
A tall figure standing on the shore. The figure was alone and moving in a clear direction. This was unusual, as the island is restricted and no outside human presence is expected. The kayakers couldn't identify what they had seen. Of course, it could easily be CGI, so most viewers remained skeptical of the footage. A TikToker was driving by what looked like an accident. Curious, he recorded the scene. But as the camera kept rolling, something creepy emerged. A dark, hooded figure appeared on the roadside. It then slowly walked across the road.
Desapareció, pere, papá, pere. Mire, los carros. Grabe la pata y grabe eso. Mire los carros. Pere, papá, ¿qué es eso? Pere, ¿qué es eso? ¿Qué es eso? Desapareció.
Cars rushed past it, almost hitting it, yet it kept moving, calm and steady. It reached the other side and disappeared into the dark. Some say it was death lingering near the crash, the Grim Reaper. In Mexico, a man was walking home late at night when he noticed something above him.
Ay, no puedo, me da mucho miedo, amor.
A shape in the clouds, seemingly looking like a woman's face. Then it blinked. Not once, but twice. Some believe it was just a projector. What do you think it was?
God knows. How can that be a projector?
In September 2004, a hiker recorded this video near Hoodoo Creek in eastern Oregon. The location was about 10 miles north of Granite, close to the North Fork John Day Wilderness. Over the course of 3 days, campers in the area reported several unusual events. On the first day, a large dark figure, estimated to be 7 to 8 feet tall, was seen running downhill through thick brush. On the second day, a reddish, upright figure was reportedly spotted following a witness near the campsite. By the third day, branches were thrown downhill toward the witness, and loud screams were later heard echoing from a nearby canyon. Did this hiker manage to capture the same figure that multiple people claimed to see?
Who knows?
Late at night, a motorcyclist stopped at the entrance of a forest path to check his GPS, leaving the engine running. While standing there, he began hearing a strange sound coming from the darkness ahead.
Hola. ¿Dónde estás? ¿Necesitas ayuda? Hola.
At first, he thought someone nearby might be in trouble, so he called out into the forest. There was no response, no movement, no one visible anywhere along the path. A trail camera deep in the Missouri woods captured a strange image. It showed a hazy, floating shape hovering just above the ground. No one could say for sure what it was. Some believe it was nothing more than a moth caught in motion, but others think there's more to it. The camera had been placed on a small rock burial mound, a place already known for eerie stories. To this day, the image leaves people wondering. Around 10 p.m, after the Battlefield Ghost bus ride, a woman and her niece stopped near Cemetery Ridge to take a few pictures. The place was quiet, covered in mist, and the air felt heavy. They took photos just seconds apart. Her niece's picture showed nothing unusual, but hers captured a strange figure. A lone man, standing or walking on the ridge. No one else was there that night. They were certain they were completely alone. The figure appeared only in the photo, as if a forgotten soldier was still wandering the old battlefield.
As a creator, there's no better feeling than seeing your creative vision come to life. A lot of that magic happens in the edit.
A family had set up a security camera facing the street outside their home. One night, the camera recorded something strange.
What is that? Looks like an animal. Oh no, it's not. What the fuck? That looked like an animal now. What the hell? Oh, that's freaky.
It showed a small creature moving across the road. But as it passed beneath a streetlight, the figure suddenly rose upright, taking the shape of a person. Some believe it could be a Nahual, a shapeshifter from Mexican folklore said to transform into animals for magic or mischief. A Facebook user shared a post about something unusual she captured on video. She explained that she's a psychic medium and knows not everyone can see what she sees. She had gone to the cemetery alone that night and could feel many things watching her. Only later did she realize she had actually caught one of them on camera. She said there's a full-body figure, not exactly a person, but something in the shape of one, standing in the bush with glowing yellow eyes. At first she admitted she was scared because the presence felt dark and bad, but over time, as she grew used to them, she said they became friendly, even protective. She believes they're very old, and though they may seem frightening, they're really just afraid, especially of being seen or heard. Do you believe these types of stories?
Maybe. Who knows?
While hiking in the mountains, this person noticed something strange in the sky. What looked like a human face could be seen floating. No one knows exactly where the footage was taken. The man who posted it insists it's real, but refuses to share more, fearing the government might track him down. Some viewers believe him, others think it's all fake. Whatever the truth is, remains a mystery.
That is definitely fake.
Late at night, a man was walking through a forest when he suddenly heard this coming from the woods. No people were visible, and no animals could be seen anywhere nearby. The man recorded what he could, but the source of the sound was never identified. Was it wildlife echoing through the forest, or could the audio have been edited into the video afterward? To this day, what made that sound remains unknown. And for more sightings like this, just watch this.
Have you been injured due to a slip, trip or fall in the last 3 years? If the answer is yes, you need to keep watching this video. If you suffered from an injury that wasn't...
A woman was enjoying a quiet walk in Red Rock Canyon when she noticed something strange.
I'm walking on this boardwalk. There's this little girl following me, but she don't got nobody with her. And ain't nobody around. But...
A little girl silently following her. At first she assumed the child was lost, but there was something unsettling about her. The girl kept her distance, never speaking or crying for help. Then, in the blink of an eye, she was gone. One viewer commented, "She vanished when you turned the corner. How is that even possible?" Another pointed out, "Her eyes looked pitch black when I zoomed in." Some believe the girl might have been a ghost, perhaps tied to the area's dark history. Others suggest it could have been something far more dangerous, like a trap. The woman quickly left after the child vanished, feeling more and more uneasy.
Weird.
This video was taken in Finland at a cabin near a lake. The person staying there noticed something in the front yard and managed to record it. A massive black figure with unusual proportions. This sighting is eerily similar to another one captured in Finland, which I've shared before. Is it just a coincidence, or could Finland be home to something truly mysterious? This girl was on a camping trip when she took a live photo with her friends to send to her mom. But when she looked at the photo, a dark silhouette appeared behind them as the light faded. They immediately turned around, but no one was there. They were terrified, with no clear explanation for the shadow. What was behind them? A woman was walking home from work one night and decided to take a quick rest on a bench.
Настя, я боюсь. Настя, я боюсь. Да видно, посмотри, там видно. Слышишь ты, сука? Я сейчас тебя так пиздану, ты охуеешь. Шуваль, ты ебучий, блядь.
I think God. Oh, there you go. There it is. What was that?
After sitting for just 2 minutes, she noticed a masked man, barely visible, standing still behind a tree. The camera shook slightly as she prepared to run, her body froze in panic while her mind raced. Was this just someone playing a sick joke, or something worse? And more importantly, what would have happened if she hadn't seen him in time?
What the hell's he got in his hand?
While staying in their home deep in the woods, this family had a terrifying experience. A man appeared on their porch at 1 a.m., screaming that they were burning him, chasing him, and that he was bleeding. Living so far out in the woods, the unexpected knocking sent shivers down their spine. At first, it seemed like a desperate cry for help, but things took a disturbing turn when the man tried to force his way into the house. The father, armed, opened the door, and the man began begging them not to kill him. After a tense moment, the father got the man into the car to drive him home. They had long suspected someone was living in the abandoned house next door, and it turned out the man was the same person who had been hanging around there. The family was left shaken and uneasy by the bizarre and terrifying encounter. In an old BBC clip, John Lennon and Yoko Ono are seen lounging in bed reading fan mail. Among the letters, one chilling message stood out.
From information I received while using a Ouija board, I believe that there will be an attempt to assassinate you. The spirit that gave me this information was Brian Epstein.
A fan claimed that while using a Ouija board, they received a warning about an attempt on John Lennon's life. The spirit, they said, was Brian Epstein. Brian Epstein, the Beatles' manager, had died in 1967. He was instrumental in their rise and a close friend of Lennon. Years later, Lennon was tragically assassinated in New York, right outside his apartment building, by a fan named Mark David Chapman. Was it a creepy coincidence, a real warning from beyond the grave, or did the same fan who shot him also write that letter? A Reddit user posted a chilling baby monitor snapshot captured at 2:38 AM, showing a child sleeping peacefully in bed. But what caught their attention was a dark, shadowy figure standing close to the bed, its arm seemingly reaching up toward their child. The user swore no one else was in the room at the time. Even more unsettling, their dog, who usually barks at any movement, remained completely silent that night. So far, no one's been able to explain what that shadow really was.
Let me say this clearly and directly. If someone loses their investment in this system, I will personally compensate them up to...
No one's been able to explain what that shadow really was. While taking a photo on a hillside, this man captured something truly disturbing. A dark figure can be seen standing at the edge of a cliff, resembling a young person with their head hanging low, possibly in a sad or depressed state. The posture of the figure led some to speculate it could be the ghost of someone who stepped out of life there. Others thought it might simply be a vulture perched on the cliff. Unfortunately, the true identity or nature of the figure remains a mystery, leaving many questions unanswered. 3 young women were stranded in a remote forest waiting for a ride home. One of them stepped away to search for her father's truck when she suddenly heard his voice calling from the woods. At first she thought he had arrived, but something about the voice felt off. It sounded exactly like him, yet he was nowhere in sight. The voice kept calling her name, drawing her deeper into the trees.
Where's his car? Yeah, what is he talking about bridge? I don't know, maybe he's all like, oh yeah.
She hesitated, an overwhelming sense of unease washing over her.
I literally don't know how to justify this. Well, I don't want to head towards someone that's not your father. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
We did say my by my nickname, Lolo.
Yell again.
Dad?
Where is he down there?
Why do you want us to walk to the bridge?
Where is he?
Where are you?
You down there?
Dad!
Moments later, her father's truck finally appeared on the road. When he arrived, he seemed confused. He hadn't called her name at all. He had just gotten there. The girls were shaken, wondering if something paranormal had been mimicking his voice to lure them into the woods. A 10